Hello everybody, this is the Anime Bro here, and welcome to day 23 of my anime Christmas list. And today we'll be talking about anime number 3, Dr. Stone, a story about a man who wants to bring back science in the Stone Age. Now before this video starts, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this, and come back tomorrow for anime number 24. And now, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the story. Now, just like my anime reviews, I have a good point that I really liked about the story, and a bad point that I really didn't like about it. And we're going to first start off with a good point. So a good point that I really liked about the story was that it focused a lot on the science parts. And honestly, I don't think there is a anime or manga that does something like Dr. Stone. I honestly could be wrong, but I really do like that it focused on the science part instead of just like fighting and whatnot. Senku's goal is to basically rebuild civilization in his lifetime, basically by rebuilding all the science that was lost, like electricity, communication, and even the internet, even though we didn't really get that far. And it's really cool seeing all the different stuff he makes, like the light bulb, or the telephone, or even a car. It's so cool seeing this, and I really do like the story where he's the smartest guy in the world, but when it comes to physical strength, he's like really the weakest guy on the planet, and I really do like that. So a bad point that I really didn't like about the story was that it had a tournament arc. Now normally in shonen anime, there are tournament arcs, but honestly, this is an anime that I thought really didn't need it. Now in terms of plot, it had an importance because they needed to do something, and in order for them to do that, they needed to win the tournament arc. But because this is a science anime, it kind of was like out of nowhere in the sense of why do they need to be fighting? It didn't really make sense to have a tournament of fighting because that wasn't what the whole show was about. It wasn't about fighting. It was about basically trying to bring back science from, normal time. And it was just really weird to have that in there. If they had a different obstacle instead, then I think it would have probably made it better, but it just didn't make sense to have a tournament arc in this anime. Now what I want to talk about is the main character, Senku Ishigami, one of my favorite anime characters. Now, just like the story part, I have a good point that I really liked about him, and a bad point that I really didn't like. And of course, we're going to start off with a good point. So a good point that I really liked about Senku is that he does things with both logic and emotion. Now what I mean is that when he does things, he always says, think logical. But sometimes he not only just thinks logically, but he also thinks with his emotions. For example, when he was giving a mind test of basically who he would save, instead of choosing one, he thought that maybe I could save all of them. He always thinks of a way that he can do the most good in the scenario. Even if it sounds impossible, he still finds a way to do it. There are many times that emotion kind of makes him not think logically, but that's a good character trait because at least it shows that he doesn't just sacrifice people because he thinks it's a logical way. He tries to find a way that's happy for everyone. So a bad point that I really didn't like about him was that he didn't care much about culture. Now, I don't know if this is him or he's just trying to do things logically, but whenever there is a tradition and whatnot in the village, he basically says, hey, that's stupid, and just does his own thing. Of course, he was an outcast in the village, and he doesn't really do much until he becomes the leader of the village. Spoiler alert. But it shows that he kind of does things on his own. He doesn't really care about what other people think, unless it's about like their safety and whatnot. And be honest, to be a leader, I think you should do that because happy people are willing to do whatever you say because they're happy. You make them happy and stuff like that. Now that was just me being a world building guy. As a story point, I kind of see it unique and see that he really values science above almost everything. But as a leader, he really wouldn't be that good. Now before I end this video, I just want to tell you why this anime is number 3 on my list. And honestly, it's because of one thing. it's a shonen anime. Because it's a shonen anime and also a shonen manga, there's a lot of fight scenes in it, and honestly, I don't really care for that. I wish that they would have just stayed focused on the science and all the creations that they needed to build. Because in my opinion, it was really cool when Senku found ways to actually build really cool objects in the Stone Age. Like, he was able to build cola, he was able to build a car, he was able to build phones, and he was even able to build light bulbs, which I honestly thought was really, really impossible to do in the Stone Age. But Senku showed that basically with science, nothing is impossible, and I really do like that. But because of all the fight scenes and whatnot, it kind of makes it a little lower on my list. A little bit. If it took out the fight scenes, I would have definitely put it at number 2 on my list. Not number 1 though. Alright, and that is the end of my list. If you really enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos just like this. And come back tomorrow for anime number 2. I can't believe this is almost over. We're finally in the top 3. And we're already finished with the bronze medal, basically. Now, as always, I am the Anime Bro, and see you guys later. Peace!